What if I told you the Lakers might be on the verge of pulling off one of the biggest steals of the offseason, and that they're far from done making moves? In this video, we're breaking down everything that was just discussed on ESPN's First Take, including key updates from Shams Charania, fresh trade buzz, and the real strategy behind the Lakers' aggressive approach in the market. From DeAnthony Melton possibly joining the roster, to the pursuit of Al Horford, to why Maxi Kleber might suddenly become a critical piece of the puzzle. We've got it all. And more importantly, we'll explain why the Lakers believe this could be the smartest offseason they've had in years. Every second of this video is packed with insight and behind-the-scenes context that you won't find anywhere else, so make sure you stay until the very end. And before we get started, if you're a real Lakers fan and want to stay ahead of every move this team makes, hit that subscribe button right now. It helps the channel grow and guarantees you never miss a major update. Let's get into it. We've got breaking developments out of Los Angeles, and this one could have ripple effects across the Western Conference. According to reports just coming in, the Lakers aren't done yet. After re-signing big man Jaxson Hayes, Rob Pelinka and the front office are pushing forward with more roster moves, and it looks like the next target is already in sight. This morning on First Talk, analysts broke down what's shaping up to be a crucial moment for the Lakers' off-season strategy. The panel highlighted how, just a day after addressing the starting center position, the Lakers have now circled back to reinforce the bench unit. Jaxson Hayes, who spent last season with the team, is officially returning on a one-year contract, but that's just the beginning. Sources around the league, and specifically Brett Siegel's latest reporting, indicate that another significant addition is likely coming soon. That name? DeAnthony Melton. The panel unanimously agreed this is a move that could fit seamlessly into the Lakers' current roster. Melton, a gritty 3-and-D guard, has reportedly been on Los Angeles' radar for months, and now insiders believe that signing is close to becoming a reality. On First Talk, the hosts pointed to the phrasing Siegel used in his latest report, terms that often signal that a deal is nearly finalized. The Lakers are reportedly pursuing backcourt help to complement Luka Doncic, and Melton fits that mold perfectly. Now, fans might recall Melton's injury concerns. He's only appeared in 44 games across the last 2 seasons, but when healthy, he's proven to be a strong defender and a reliable shooter. That's exactly what the Lakers are looking for right now, and the First Talk desk emphasized that Melton's combination of perimeter defense and shooting range would instantly boost LEA's depth, especially with recent trade rumors surrounding other guards stalling. What makes this move particularly notable is how it aligns with the Lakers' broader strategy. After last season's shortcoming, the front office appears determined not to repeat past mistakes. And even with Hayes back in the fold, the team is still exploring options for additional front-court help, with names like Al Horford and Nick Richards still floating around, according to the panel. Meanwhile, the panelists also had some fun with the Hayes signing, noting the one-year deal includes a rare no-trade clause. While that might raise some eyebrows, they concluded that the Lakers likely see Hayes as a low-risk, high-reward rotational piece. He had his moments after Anthony Davis was moved in the Luka Doncic deal and showed he could contribute when given the opportunity. But back to Melton. The buzz around his potential fit in Los Angeles is only growing. As First Talk's analysts pointed out, this is exactly the kind of move that championship-caliber teams make in the margin. A healthy Melton could slot into that guard rotation and offer crucial minutes on both ends of the floor, especially come playoff time. Ultimately, the tone from today's discussion on First Talk was clear. Rob Pelinka is not finished. The Lakers aren't just making moves, they're being intentional, strategic, and aggressive in pursuit of a roster that can legitimately contend. So, let's break down why this situation has me genuinely optimistic. First off, if you take a close look at the roster they've assembled, more on that in a second, it's easy to feel hopeful everything falls into place this season. Think about DeAndre Ayton. If he delivers a strong year, stays healthy, and hits his stride, that's a huge boost. Now add Luka, who, if he remains fit and in peak condition, plus LeBron James, who also needs to stay healthy and in the best shape he's ever been, this core is looking solid. Then you bring in Melton. Sure, there's some risk. His floor might be missing games due to injury, but if he manages to play 60 to 70 games at full strength, you're getting a player who can consistently score around 11 points per game. More importantly, Melton is an elite three-point shooter at times, with a career that shows he's at least an above-average marksman beyond the arc. Beyond shooting, he brings strong defense and versatility. He could easily become your go-to perimeter defender. That's a valuable piece that complements the team better than, say, signing a defensive specialist like Matisse Thybulle, who doesn't offer nearly the same offensive upside. If you look at the Lakers' checklist, it's clear. Sign Al Horford, bring Melton on board, and make a trade for a 3-and-D wing player who can start. Now, I'm not suggesting Melton is the only move they'll make. There's definitely a trade coming, whether it's to acquire what was initially expected to be a backup center or, more likely now, a 3-and-D wing to bolster depth. Because right now, the bench is lacking. It's a bit rough around the edges, especially when it comes to scoring punch. Still, the starting five looks very promising. Imagine Luka, Austin Reeves, LeBron, Rui Hachimura, and DeAndre Ayton out there together. That's a solid, two-way starting lineup. Shout out to Bobby Marks for keeping tabs on that. Behind them, the bench includes players like Trey Jemison and Eric Dixon, with Jaxson Hayes returning and Jake LaRavia showing promise. Add Gabe Vincent to that mix, and while there's some depth, it's clear they need someone like Melton to step in as a potential sixth man. Melton and LaRavia both bring high ceilings and have proven they can contribute meaningfully. Melton is only 27, which makes this acquisition even more appealing. This move is a real steal for the Lakers, not because he's going to drop 20 points every night, but because they're getting a talented player at a value, especially coming off an injury. I did some digging, rewatched some Warriors games from last season, where Melton played a crucial role, and even talked with Warriors fans. They believed Melton could have been the missing puzzle piece to help elevate that squad. That says a lot, especially considering the Warriors' current depth issues. On another note, there was a recent report from Dan Woik mentioning that the Lakers still see Maxi Kleber as a valuable stretch big. That suggests they might be stepping away from chasing more traditional centers. Their current big men rotation looks like it could be Kleber, Ayton, and Hayes. If that's the case, it makes sense why the focus is shifting to acquiring a 3-and-D wing rather than another center. Kleber has built chemistry with Luka and offers shooting ability, which neither Ayton nor Hayes do as effectively. Looking at the bigger picture, the Lakers still have the biannual exception available. While things are a bit quiet on that front, I'll cover the possibilities in another video. Overall, I'm okay with their current front court rotation. It's not perfect, but workable. What they really need is more scoring off the bench. And if Bronny James develops into the kind of player who can step up as a 3-and-D threat, maybe that accelerates the timeline for this team. Also, Shams Charania recently shared that the Lakers are aggressively pursuing additional front-court depth, especially a center, which adds another layer of intrigue. This aligns with the reports we've been hearing, confirming the Lakers aren't sitting still and are intent on making moves to strengthen the roster. Over the past week, we've seen just how aggressive the Lakers are in the trade market. According to Shams Charania's latest updates, they're not done making moves, far from it. Even if they manage to lock in Melton using their biannual exception, the front office still has wiggle room to shake things up. They've got assets on the table, and the biannual exception, valued around $5.1 million, could very well be enough to secure Melton. Considering his recent injury history, there's a chance he might even accept a veteran minimum contract. Other teams will definitely be interested, but the Lakers seem positioned to get a good deal. Meanwhile, Al Horford remains in play. Brett Siegel highlighted that the Lakers are still very much in the running for him, though the Warriors appear to have the upper hand right now. It's a competitive situation, but nothing's finalized yet. The Lakers' front office is clearly working hard, keeping all options open to improve the roster wherever possible. And of course, I want to thank all of you for the incredible support. Keeping you informed and up to date on every Lakers development is what we're here for. If you're enjoying this breakdown and the ongoing grind to build a championship contender, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Seriously, you guys are absolute beasts. Let's keep this momentum going. Ladies and gentlemen, we have breaking news coming straight out of Los Angeles. And trust me, you are going to want to hear every second of this. Just when you thought the Lakers were done, Rob Pelinka makes another unexpected move that could reshape their front court rotation entirely. But here's the real twist. The implications of this signing go way beyond Jaxson Hayes. We're talking chemistry, depth strategy, and even whispers about the next potential deal on the table. And what's even crazier, there's one name being mentioned behind the scene, a name that ties directly to the Lakers' last championship run. So stick with me, because over the next few minutes, we're breaking down not only the what, but the why behind this surprising Lakers decision. Before we dive in, if you're passionate about real-time NBA updates with accuracy and depth, hit that subscribe button right now. This channel is your go-to source for everything going down behind the scenes across the league. Let's get into it. We have significant news developing from Los Angeles. According to league sources, the Lakers have taken another step toward solidifying their front court depth, officially bringing back a familiar face at the center position. Just 24 hours after addressing their need for a starting big man, the organization has now locked in a key reserve for the rotation. League sources tell The Athletic that free agent center Jaxson Hayes has agreed to return to the Lakers on a one-year deal. The agreement was finalized earlier today between Hayes' representatives, Bill Duffy and Marilyn Harrison of WME Basketball, and Lakers president Rob Pelinka. The Lakers front office, led by Pelinka, has now added 2 centers in back-to-back days, indicating a clear priority to strengthen their front court ahead of training camp. While the specific financial details of Hayes' contract have yet to be disclosed, including whether it utilizes the biannual exception or another mechanism, the deal reflects the team's intention to retain athleticism and rim protection off the bench. Hayes, who previously played in Los Angeles during the 2023-24 campaign, averaged just under 7 points, 5 rebounds, and nearly 1 block per game last season. Although his role fluctuated depending on the health of the roster, particularly during stretches without Anthony Davis, Hayes was relied upon in several critical stretches during the regular season. There was uncertainty entering free agency regarding whether the Lakers would pursue a reunion. Hayes was expected to explore the open market and gauge interest from teams potentially offering larger roles or long-term deals. Still, the Lakers maintained communication, and the decision was ultimately made to bring him back in a reserve role, potentially as the primary backup behind newly acquired big man DeAndre Ayton. Sources indicate that head coach J.J. Redick valued Hayes' energy and rim-running ability in limited minutes, though he was largely out of the playoff rotation due to the team's shift toward small ball lineup. Even so, the Lakers' coaching staff recognized Hayes' locker room presence, defensive versatility, and willingness to fit into a defined role. The move to retain Hayes raises questions about what's next. There's speculation that Los Angeles may not be done. Additional front court depth could still be on the radar, with veterans such as Al Horford and Nick Richards rumored to be of interest. In that scenario, Hayes could potentially slot in as a third-string option, depending on how the rest of the offseason unfolds. As Pelinka and the Lakers front office evaluate all available options, one thing is clear: this front court rotation is taking shape quickly. Hayes' return adds a level of familiarity and continuity, something the Lakers have lacked in recent years, amid frequent roster turnover. More updates to come as free agency continues to evolve. For now, the Lakers have made another calculated move, one that gives them flexibility while reinforcing a critical position on the depth chart. League sources tell The Athletic that the Lakers front office remains active and strategic as free agency continues. After re-signing center Jaxson Hayes to a one-year deal, questions are already surfacing about whether this closes the door on their pursuit of veteran bigs like Al Horford, or whether more moves could follow. While there's no definitive answer yet, Multiple league insiders expect the Lakers to remain engaged on the market for additional front court depth. As previously reported, Los Angeles had been evaluating a wide array of backup center options. And although Hayes' return offers continuity and athleticism, the team may not view him as the final piece. Hayes' new deal, negotiated by agents Bill Duffy and Marilyn Harrison of WME Basketball, reunites him with a Lakers roster that has changed significantly since the end of last season. The move also follows a recent trend of Los Angeles reinforcing their interior, both with the addition of a new starting center, DeAndre Ayton, and now Hayes as a rotational presence. Interestingly, discussion surrounding Hayes has been ongoing since before the offseason. A Reddit thread from several months ago highlighted fans debating his long-term viability as a full-time starter alongside Luka Doncic. Some believed his pick-and-roll chemistry and rim-running potential fit well with the team's offensive philosophy. Others saw him strictly as a bench piece with upside. While opinions differ, Hayes' stint last season post-Anthony Davis injury stretch was widely seen as a productive run. Despite his limited role in the playoffs under coach J.J. Redick, Hayes flashed value as an athletic lob threat and help defender, qualities the Lakers have sought to retain. Hayes is entering his age 25 season, and with experience next to Doncic and LeBron James, he checks key boxes for a team that values familiarity and system fit. He isn't known for dominant rebounding, but alongside Ayton, one of the league's elite rebounders, his limitations are less exposed. The bigger question, will the Lakers keep adding to the front court? There's still speculation surrounding possible trades for Charlotte's Nick Richards or a potential veteran signing like Al Horford. But with Hayes now in the fold, the urgency to pursue another backup big might have lessened. Some executives suggest Hayes and Richards bring similar skill sets, and Hayes could match or even surpass Richards' production if given consistent minutes. That said, the Lakers' current depth chart leaves some room for interpretation. With Hayes backing up Ayton and Maxi Kleber offering stretch 5 flexibility, the front court still lacks size beyond those core options. Jared Vanderbilt provides energy and defensive versatility, but he's undersized for center. Jake LaRavia, more of a hybrid forward, adds depth but doesn't solve the size issue. Sources around the league say this move either signals that the Lakers aren't confident in pulling off a larger trade, or that they're positioning themselves for another front-court transaction. If another deal is coming, it could include a lower-usage rim protector to pair with Hayes in a deeper rotation. While details of Hayes' contract are still being finalized, including whether the biannual exception was used, expectations are that it will fall in the $5 to $6.5 million range. That would place him in a cost-effective, low-risk role with potential upside if he develops further under Redick's system. For now, Jaxson Hayes returns to Los Angeles with a chance to solidify his spot, possibly as the team's backup center or even as a third-string option depending on what comes next. Regardless, Rob Pelinka's front office appears far from finished. More moves are expected in the coming days, and the Lakers continue to explore all avenues to strengthen their roster ahead of training camp. Stay tuned for updates as the Lakers' off-season strategy continues to unfold. As the Lakers continue reshaping their roster during free agency, there's an additional note worth highlighting outside of Jaxson Hayes' return. And while not directly connected to his deal, it does relate to the broader conversation around centers and legacy. Earlier this week, veteran big man Dwight Howard resurfaced in headlines after sharing his perspective on the ongoing debate regarding the Lakers' 2020 NBA championship inside the Orlando bubble. Howard, who played a key rotational role in that title run, responded to lingering skepticism about the legitimacy of that title. In his remarks, Howard noted that criticism of the 2020 championship is often rooted less in basketball specifics and more in the teams involved, namely the Lakers and LeBron James. According to Howard, detractors continue to discredit that title simply because it was won by a high-profile franchise and a polarizing superstar. He argued that external factors, such as the lack of fans in the stands, didn't diminish the difficulty of that run, but may have made it more mentally taxing for players on both sides. His comments come at an interesting time, particularly with the Lakers again focusing on the center position in free agency. Howard's name had previously been linked to potential returns in recent seasons, though those discussions have cooled. Still, the conversation surrounding his championship year and its lasting legacy continues to generate discussion across the league. While unrelated to Hayes' new deal, the mention of Howard, a former Laker who contributed to the franchise's last title, adds an extra layer of historical context to the current Lakers roster-building effort. The franchise's ongoing work to balance championship expectations with depth and chemistry has long been a defining feature of their team-building philosophy. That'll wrap the update for now. We'll continue monitoring all movement around Los Angeles as Rob Pelinka and the front office remain active. More news on possible additions at the center spot and elsewhere is expected in the coming days. Stay tuned to The Athletic for real-time coverage as the Lakers' off-season strategy unfolds.